Tonight, a big setback for Polymet as 2 key permits are ordered to stay suspended. What it means for the project going forward.
And Minnesota's governor calls for $500 million in investments in education, what he plans to do with that money and where it's coming from.
Plus, in just hours, a work stoppage could happen between St. Louis County and its plow drivers. What happens if snow falls later this week?
From CBS3 Duluth, this is the CBS3 News at 6.
Good evening, I'm Anthony Matt with Kristen Vaki. We'll hear from her shortly. The back and forth continues for Polymet. The company has received all necessary permits to construct Minnesota's first copper and nickel mine. But today, the Minnesota Court of Appeals ruled that 2 of the company's permits for those plans will stay suspended until a contested case hearing is held. Kristen has been following this story for us tonight. Kristen, what prompted the court's decision here?
Tony, you'll remember the DNR originally approved these 2 key permits, the permit to mine and the dam safety permit, about a year ago. But environmental groups objected, claiming the permits lack enforceable terms and conditions needed to protect the public and the environment, prompting the courts to step in. One of the environmental group's sticking points was that the DNR was legally obligated to hold a contested case hearing with a neutral judge before deciding whether to approve the permits. Now the Court of Appeals has ruled that Polymet's permits will stay suspended at least until that hearing is held. It's at that point that the DNR will have to decide whether or not to reissue those 2 permits to Polymet. Both sides weighed in on today's decision. Environmental groups were pleased with the court's ruling.
We understand that communities have to grow. We understand that communities have to be healthy. But responsible mining can bring you to a point where that may happen. And this is irresponsible mining if it were to go through.
We also heard from Polymet today. Company spokespeople said in a statement that they are disappointed in the decision and that their project is built on scientific studies and administrative law. The DNR weighed in as well. Again, they were the agency that originally approved those permits. They wrote that the court's opinion does not draw any conclusions about the DNR permitting decisions, and they're still confident in their work. Now, the DNR says they have 30 days to appeal the decision to the Minnesota Supreme Court. Polymet also said they are considering filing a petition for review to the state Supreme Court.
And this, of course, is a big blow to Polymet because they wanted to have shovels in the ground already, right?
Yeah, that's right. They had hoped to have started construction by late last year or early this year. That, however, will have to wait until a final decision from the courts.
Okay, we'll definitely keep following this one. Thanks, Kristen. Well, meanwhile, Representative Pete Stauber, who represents Minnesota's 8th Congressional District, said he is disappointed with the court's decision today. The Republican says 21st century technology, mining, and preserving the environment are not mutually exclusive. Stauber added that he believes Polymet and its employees will follow the strongest labor and environmental standards in the world.
All right, Dave's here for a quick look at the weather. Dave, it sounds like kind of a lot coming up this week in the weather world.
Yeah, we have several low-pressure systems lined up to the west, slated to slide through. 2 of them coming by tonight will be bringing us a chance for some light snow for most towns and perhaps some moderate snow for others. So, of course, let's take a look at what's going on as far as the maps go. And we'll see that those 2 low-pressure systems are coming out of the Dakotas and casting a net full of fronts in front of us, which means, indeed, most of us looking at 1 to 3 inches worth of snow here tonight. And some parts of the region here on the North Shore and near border country could manage about 3 to 6 there. So let's fire up the day planner for tomorrow. It hits quick and it goes away fairly quick as well. The bulk of the snow should fall overnight. And by tomorrow morning sunrise time, 40% chance for some follow-up flurries. And by noon then even that chance starts to fade away, and then we start to clear up but cool down. So what we're going to have tomorrow is the daytime high hitting fairly early and then cooling in the afternoon as Arctic air comes in at least briefly, but there are still 2 more snow chances for the rest of the week on the heels of all of this. We'll tell you more about that coming up in a few more minutes.
All right, thanks, Dave. MnDOT officials are still looking for ways to fund $100 million worth of cuts to the Twin Ports Interchange project. That news coming from MnDOT's public meeting on the project today. Its goal is to redesign the interchange, commonly known as the Can of Worms, where I-35, I-535, and Highway 53 all come together. Last fall, we learned the project's cost kept climbing, which meant MnDOT had to make significant cuts and defer some of the project's to when they could come up with that money. Right now, the total cost is around $343 million.
Even with the deferral of work down on 535 and 53, the scheduled driver for the entire project is on the main corridor of I-35 and that interchange. So the schedule is not really changing from beginning to end because we're deferring that other work, because the center is what controls the schedule.
The first phase of the project is expected to start this spring. For more details of what each phase of the project includes, you can head to our website. Well, the timing couldn't be worse for St. Louis County plow drivers to go on strike, but that's looking more and more likely as the county continues their back and forth with the union drivers.
When the clock strikes midnight tonight, if no agreement is in place, there will officially be a work stoppage, and the county will put a new plan in motion to clear off the more than 3,000 miles of roads within the county. CBS 3's Ryan Campo caught up with county officials today, as well as a business on county roads and how it may affect business. Ryan, what'd you learn?
Yeah, with 3 expected snowfalls this week, the county will get a first-hand look at just how this plan will work. Now, no matter what happens, county officials are saying it will be a slower process than normal, and businesses on this 3,000-mile stretch are concerned about how customers will be able to enter their business. The state's largest county, geographically speaking, is headed toward a strike just in time for snow to hit an area which will have a big impact on more than 3,000 miles of roads.
When people have to get out, they find a way. So things will still get plowed, but by who, we'll see.
Teamsters Local 320, which represents more than 160 public work employees, voted 117-8 on Saturday to reject the county's final contract offer. Talks between the county and the local broke down last month over wages, seniority rights, and health care. The local voted in December to authorize a strike, and on New Year's Day, union officials gave the state notice of intent to strike. Although the new team will be smaller, the county's communications manager says it will be flexible.
It's not often that the entire county is hit hard, and so this is a mobile crew. So if Duluth gets hit, we can pull in resources from the range. If the range or farther north gets hit, we can send people up that way.
That strike prompted a 10-day period where the two parties couldn't meet to talk about contracts. After that 10-day period, mediation had to happen before a work stoppage could occur. Now they must come to terms by midnight tonight, or there won't be any Union County plow drivers on the road when the flakes start to fall later this week. One local business on Highway 4 is hopeful that this doesn't cause a huge blow to business.
I sure don't like to see it. I mean, I like my customers to be able to drive up Highway 4 without any problems.
And the county hopes to do just that by bringing in workers to keep the roads clear of snow.
We have supervisors in the Public Works Department. We also have several additional employees in other departments who are all licensed and qualified to drive snow plows. So, I mean, the big message for the public is roads will still be plowed. It may take us longer, but we do have licensed qualified operators to drive the plows.
Now, county officials and members of the Teamsters Union 320 are still hopeful that an agreement will come that can benefit both sides. When that agreement will be possible, that is still unclear. But obviously, with the midnight deadline coming up, we will keep you up to date on air and online at CBS3.com. For now, back to you guys.
All right, we absolutely will. Thanks, Ryan. Well, we also heard from union plow drivers within the last hour. A spokesperson said they've been busy the past few days getting ready for the cooling off period to expire. We're told they're fully prepared to walk off the job at midnight tonight. They say they still hope to reach an agreement soon. Well, ahead of the legislative session, Lake County commissioners met today to discuss their priorities. Commissioner Rich Svay said transportation is their big issue. They're hoping to secure funding for several different projects, including maintaining infrastructure and building trails. He says they haven't settled on a dollar amount yet, but will meet a couple more times to narrow down what they need.
We are in really good shape in Lake County. We've done really a great job maintaining our roads, but it takes money to do that, to stay on top of it, keep our bridges and roads safe for all of our citizens and our visitors.
Svay says they'll finalize their priorities this month in time for session to kick off in February.
Governor Tim Walz is calling for nearly $500 million investment in Minnesota state colleges and universities. His higher education proposal calls for $447 million in investment improvements to buildings, facilities, and programs. This proposed education spending is part of Walz's local jobs and projects plan for the state bonding bill. The governor is seeking around $2 billion for his agenda, which also includes funding for affordable housing and clean water. Meanwhile, Republicans have already said some of the governor's spending proposals are too expensive. The legislative session begins next month.
There's still little clarity surrounding what will happen with one of Minnesota's most powerful lawmakers after having his position challenged last year. Iron Range Senator Tom Bach is the current Senate Minority Leader. The Democrat is having that position challenged by a member of his own party from the metro area. In December, Senator Susan Kent from Woodbury announced the challenge. A caucus was supposed to be held the following week, but Bach postponed it. He says no matter who ends up being the minority leader, the voices of rural communities will still be recognized by lawmakers from the metro area.
A lot of those people in the metropolitan area have roots in rural Minnesota, so it's not that they're not sensitive to the needs of rural communities.
It remains unclear exactly when a caucus will be held, but Bach says it should happen before February 11th.
A level 3 sex offender is moving to the Iron Range. The Hibbing Police Department says Michael Arnold will be moving back to Hibbing tomorrow. Police say he will be living in the area of 7th Avenue East and 16th Street East. Police say they are notifying schools and daycares in the area. Still to come on Live Local CBS 3, the Lake Superior Zoo welcomes a new member to their family. We'll introduce you after the break.
48 degrees is the record high temp for the state. It came way back in 1894. A warm front tonight will make it a little bit warmer than the past couple of days. Also bring us a chance for some snow. We'll talk about how much we'll get this first round coming up after our break.
During the New Year's sale at Home Furniture, take an extra 10% off sale prices. Plus, get no interest financing for 1 year. And free shipping when you spend $4.99 or more. The New Year's sale at Home Furniture.
Great Lakes Stone.
Not only are we your reliable resource for quality building products in the Northland, we're now offering a full-service installation with our workmanship guarantee. With our network of landscape and masonry professionals standing by to work with our clients, there's still time to get on our schedule for winter. Call or stop in today or schedule an exclusive one-on-one appointment at our website at greatlakestone.com.
I'm Carrie Harris, owner of Diabetic and Comfort Shoes. We have been in business in the Northland helping you with your everyday foot problems stemming from diabetes to plantar fasciitis for the past 17 years. Stop in and see the complete line of men's and women's shoes, from SAS to Allegria to Vionic, for those millions of people battling plantar fasciitis. And we still have a great selection of comfortable shoes for diabetics, Medicare and Minnesota healthcare approved. Remember, no foot problem is too big or too small. We'll find the way to your soul.
I guarantee you, if your home just burned to the ground or you had a major accident, your first thing you're going to think about, it's not going to be, I just saved $500 on my auto and home insurance today. It's going to be, am I covered? At Vernon Insurance Agency, our first, second, and third goal is that you understand your coverage, there's no gaps in coverage, and your claims are covered when you have them. Call Vernon Insurance Agency today, 218-384-3970.
At Miller Hill Subaru, we believe in the mission of saving homeless pets and placing as many as possible in loving homes. Nearly 800 pets have been given a second chance through the Subaru Love a Pet adoption event in the past 12 years. We sponsor rescue groups near and far who share in this mission, and it's clear our amazing community supports adoption, welcoming these deserving pets to their forever homes. This is what collaboration and commitment to our community means to us.
Home Sleep Express has gone purple. Now you can test and buy a famous purple mattress at Home Sleep Express. Sleep cooler and more comfortable on the mattress that broke the internet. And get free delivery, setup, plus no interest financing. The famous purple mattress, now at Home Sleep Express.
How do I fix the holes in the justice system before it all comes crashing down?
All you people are fair trial. I just want mine.
I've looked at this case. Do not give up.
Dad, this isn't a joke. This is a murder charge.
Allegedly, nothing's proven yet. You had success pushing the system. Sometimes the system pushes back.
All Rise, tonight at 9/8 Central on CBS.
Now, the CBS3 Duluth Weather Max forecast with meteorologist Dave Anderson.
This week we have 3 different snow systems coming around from 4 different low pressure systems. Now the first one comes around tonight, for most of us just light snow, but for borderland and for the North Shore from Two Harbors to Grand Portage, winter weather advisory, snow could be a little bit heavier there. And then south of Hayward down towards Rice Lake and point south of that, well, west central Wisconsin faces that winter weather advisory as well, and we'll show you the latest snow chart in just a bit. But right now we show you the current conditions at Duluth International to set our weather stage. And right now it's 23 degrees. Warmest has been in a little while here, but temperatures will already begin to tumble after tomorrow. Relative humidity currently is 81%. Southeast winds going 16 miles per hour. And our air pressure at the surface, it's on the higher side at 1,022 millibars. But 2 low pressure systems are working through the region tonight, and that means the pressure readings will go down as clouds go up and snow comes down across the area. Current temp in Watersmeet, 26. We have 25 for Ashland, 25 also in Superior, and 25 to boot there in Moose Lake. 19 in Hibbing, 21 towards Orr, 23 International Falls. North Shore numbers as warm as 30 right by the lake in Grand Marais. Again, warm front is doing that. That will also help bring us that snow chance here tonight. But once we get towards midweek, well, temperatures will bottom out again as an Arctic high pressure system comes to call, wedged in between all those low pressure systems we've been talking about. Right now, with one low pressure system to our northwest and another one to our southwest, both coming out of the Dakotas here, we're starting to see snow begin in the central parts of Minnesota. And there's a 90% chance your town is going to get some of this by about noon tomorrow. So how much will be left in the wake? We'll take a look. Not that much for most of us. 1 to 3 inches for most zones here, but again for the North Shore and creeping towards Ely and then up around International Falls, 3 to 6 inches possible there. The 6 is more likely perhaps right by the lake for the North Shore, and then the 3 more likely from Ely towards Crane Lake, and maybe it'll pick up a little bit as you get towards International Falls. Now this isn't our only dance this week, like I mentioned. Here's the 2 lows for tonight's snow chance. The 2nd and the 3rd are piled up to our west. So come Wednesday, we get another round of light to moderate snow. And next weekend, Friday and Saturday, another round of perhaps 3 to 6 inches coming our way. Coming our way tonight in Minnesota, low temps pretty much on the mild side of things. They're not going to be so bad. They're going to be in the 20s above 0, but with a 90% chance for that snow. For Wisconsin and Michigan, folks there get that 90% chance as well with low temps, pretty toasty. 23 to 28 degrees above 0 in January. For tomorrow, well, we'll spike around 30 in Wisconsin and Michigan early. Then temperatures will cool as the morning snow chance gives way to clearing and cooling in the afternoon. And Minnesotans get a taste of that as well with high temps 23 to 28 early on, and then cooling after that 40% chance for flurries in the morning. Then Tuesday afternoon a break. Come Wednesday, though, the 2nd low, 70% chance where we'll say 2 to 4 inches of snow. Then a cold break on Thursday, 10 below to start the day, followed by the 3rd go-around with snow Friday and Saturday, maybe 3 to 6 during that period. And that, in turn, gives way to the annual cold snap that always hits us on Martin Luther King Jr. Day. Next Monday, sunny, and a high of only 8.
It's that wonderful time of year where it's either freezing cold or it warms up enough to snow.
Yep.
That's a perfect way to put it in the textbooks, Tony.
All right. Thanks, Dave.
The Lake Superior Zoo is excited to welcome the newest addition to join their family. Zoo officials have announced the arrival of Taj the tiger this morning. She is a 6-year-old tiger weighing 300 pounds. She will fill the spot left from Lana, the 15-year-old tiger who recently passed. The difference between the two is the way they were raised. Humans raised Lana, whereas Taj was raised with other big cats. Taj will need time to adjust to her new setting and all the people.
She has a completely different personality, and all animals do, just like humans. So we're fortunate to have her. We're happy to have her here, and my keepers have started working with her. She's doing really well.
Zoo officials are asking visitors to give her some space as she gets used to her new space. I don't know. She looks pretty cozy.
She looks pretty comfortable there, yeah. All right, Kelly. Packers fans really excited today. Vikings fans, we're singing a much different tune than last week.
A bit of a different tune, but the Packers fans are very, very
reveling in that
happy.
Victory.
Yeah. Reveling. For the first time since 2017, they are on to the NFC Championship game. We'll have more from yesterday's win next.
Lund Spring Catch of the Year. Save up to $3,000 on 18, 19, and 2020 select models.
CBS3 Live Cams are brought to you by Kohler Toyota. Presidential Award-winning service. You're not just getting a car, you're getting Kohler. KohlerToyota.com.
Schneiderman's helps you celebrate life's happiest moments when everyone has a spot. Even Spot. Save 22% plus additional savings with in-store bonus coupons during the winter sale at Schneiderman's Furniture.
If it's time for a new adventure, then consider a two-wheeled ride from the place with the best selection of new and used Harley-Davidson motorcycles. Harley-Davidson Sports Center. We offer local, low-rate financing and for a limited time, make no payments for 90 days. Plus, get free storage until spring. Visit Harley-Davidson Sports Center, Highway 53 and Stebner Road in Duluth or htduluth.com for details.
Harley-Davidson Sports Center, the dealer that makes the difference.
Hi, I'm Dr. Elizabeth Revore with St. Luke's Obstetrics and Gynecology Associates. I grew up in northern Minnesota. I was born at St. Luke's, and all my children were born at St. Luke's. So I've been in practice for 23 years. I have patients that I've cared for 23 years. You build such a relationship of trust between the two of you, and I feel like mutual respect as well. I think the most rewarding part of my job is to know that I've had a positive influence on somebody's life.
Now for a limited time, lease an F-150 for just $279 a month or get over $10,500 in total savings. Only at your Northland Ford dealers.
At Super One Foods, we're always looking for new talent to join our 5-star service team. We are a growing family-owned company that provides opportunities to learn new skills and enhance your working knowledge while serving your friends and neighbors. From flexible scheduling and variety in jobs to competitive wages and exceptional benefits, Super One Foods offers an excellent environment to grow both personally and professionally and can provide you with the foundation for career advancement in the communities we serve. Come join our team, Super One Foods. Jobs right in your neighborhood.
Northwest Outlet, your winter clothing headquarters for men, women, and kids. Northwest Outlet stocks more winter clothing than anyone in the area. Hurry, for a limited time only, save up to 40% off on any in-stock Columbia and the North Face winter jackets, pants, boots, gloves, hats. That's right, up to 40% off. Spend more, save even more. Nobody even comes close to their gigantic winter inventory. Save up to 40% off on any in-stock Columbia and the North Face. Northwest Outlet, the family's winter clothing headquarters.
Schneiderman's helps you celebrate life's outrageous moments. More room for the king of the castle. Free box spring or $200 bonus cash with any Stearns & Foster mattress during the mattress marathon at Schneiderman Sleep.
Now, CBS3 Sports with Kelly Hinson.
Yesterday was one whirlwind of a day for the Green Bay Packers, and I'm guessing for fans alike as well. For the first time in 3 years, the Packers are one win away from playing in the Super Bowl. Packers took down a Seattle Seahawks team that had been exceptional on the road all throughout the season. In yesterday's NFC divisional round, Davante Adams set a new franchise record for receiving yards with 150 for the Packers, also becoming the first player in franchise history to produce at least 150 receiving yards with 2 or more touchdowns. The guy throwing to Adams wasn't too shabby either. Aaron Rodgers completed 16 passes for 247 yards. With those 2 touchdowns, Rodgers finished with a passer rating of 113.7.
So to walk off the field, being a 2 seed, where, I mean, let's be honest, I don't know that even our fans felt supremely confident in us, which I know that a lot of the media didn't as well. But to be able to walk off that field again victorious, there's no feeling like it. But, you know, this is where it gets really fun. There's only 4 teams left, and we're one of them, and we got a legitimate chance.
The win earned Green Bay a date in their first NFC championship since they played Atlanta in 2017. They will have to hit the road next weekend to take on the #1 seeded San Francisco 49ers, which is the team that beat the Vikings on Saturday. That game is set for Sunday at 5:40 p.m. winner to the Super Bowl in Miami. While we will be seeing the Packers logo all throughout the rest of this week, this is probably the last time for a while at least that you'll see the Vikings logo, because unfortunately for the Minnesota Vikings, their season was put to rest at the hands of the San Francisco 49ers on Saturday afternoon. Head coach Mike Zimmer held his season wrap-up press conference earlier today previewing what is to come in off-season work.
You know, I like the scheme. I like the continuity that we have offensively with the coaches, and I feel like you know, if we add a couple more pieces and continue to work on the execution of staying with the same play calls, the same system, the same motions and formations and things like that, it will definitely help the offensive players.
Missing in the offseason will be Vikings offensive coordinator Kevin Stefanski, as Stefanski was officially hired as the Cleveland Browns head coach today. He has been with the Vikings in some capacity for the last 14 seasons, and the search for a new OC for the Vikes begins immediately.
That was great. Yeah, Kevin's, you know, he's a good young coach, and you know, he wanted to get this opportunity, and so I'm happy for him.
And finally, UMD hockey is up one spot to #8 in the country. Cornell and North Dakota are tied for the top spot in the latest USCHO polls. The Bulldogs are currently riding a game unbeaten streak, the third longest in the country. They've cracked the top 20 of every poll since March of 2016. Up next, UMD will head to St. Cloud State to take on the Huskies. Puck drop is at 7:37 p.m. this Friday night. Zimmer didn't give away any details about who he's hiring as offensive coordinator. Gary Kubiak was probably
That's probably the logical
move,
I think.
It could be an outside hire, but we don't,
What's frustrating from a fan perspective is this is a new offensive coordinator every year since Kirk Cousins came here.
Yeah, it's a revolving door.
Yeah, it's tough for a quarterback to not have consistency.
Yeah, and then they don't go on to do great things. I mean, we saw that with Pat Shurmur in New York. I think we were all rooting for him, and, you know, he was let go this season after a really disappointing season. So come to work in Minnesota, and I guess you'll get a head coaching job, and I guess that's the plus, right?
Yeah. All right. Thanks, Kelly. All right, Dave. Oh, are we going to do this? All right.
That's not
Real
me.
quick, in a video released by Moscow, a giant panda named Ding Ding enjoyed playing in the snow.
Okay, that's me.
Putting on an energetic display for visitors. Watch this. This is my favorite part. After noticing the street, Ding Ding tried to climb to the top, but she fell into the powdery snow when it broke underneath her weight. That's funny.
Still
Ding Ding looks like she likes the snow.
Having a good time. All right, do we have time for some weather here, Dave?
No.
No time. All right, hey, come back and join us at 10 because we'll have plenty of that time.
Thanks for watching.